Hi, everybody. Welcome in. It is Tuesday and it's bloody freezing. I don't know if it's the same for any of you, but it's pretty dang cold here today. I went out on the motorbike today for the first time in weeks. And, I felt okay. I put on like a long sleeve t-shirt and like a sweater. Obviously I had my motorbike coat on. I put on my motorbike jeans, put on the overlayers for waterproofing just in case it rained. And I was like, I feel okay. It's not that cold. And then of course I was at my mum's for several hours and night came. 5 p.m. just like black immediately. And it was frosty immediately. It's like minus out there. So super fucking cold. And I got home and my hands were absolutely killing me. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I used to do this twice a day, every day. I used to go out on the motorbike twice a day, every day, having to huck on all these clothes and like suffer the cold for half an hour there and half an hour back. So I'm very glad I don't have to do that currently. It seems like that's one of the many reasons that I wasn't very well when I was going to work, because it was deeply uncomfortable. I got back, my hands were absolutely killing me because of the cold. And like, for safety reasons, you're not meant to put yourself immediately in front of like a fire or whatever when you're freezing. You're meant to wait. So your fingers are just in pain while you wait for it to be safer to do so. So that wasn't my favorite at all today. And I've got to do it again tomorrow because my MOT is due. So I'm getting that done tomorrow. And I forced myself to have it in the morning to make me get out of bed so that hopefully by the time I get home, I can just have lunch and then chill the fuck out. Just do something for me. Like maybe get a couple of videos edited and then be like, right, now I'm playing video games all day. Because I wasted Sunday worrying about the bike insurance and stuff, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So especially with the MOT getting done, I don't have to worry about the bike being in disrepair either. Fingers crossed I don't have to replace anything. It could be due. It's overdue for a transmission strip, but I can't afford that right now, so I'll just have to wait. It was overdue like at the beginning of this year, to be honest, but it's still in pretty good condition, so I shouldn't have to worry about it so much. Welcome in, Sarah. Yeah, the heating is on. Yeah, same. In as far as I have heating, I've got the little radiator next to me, which as you may have seen, although I think I forgot to turn the camera on. Haru is also with me, and she's like moved anywhere that I bring this blanket. The blanket was on the bed, so she was on the bed when I got in, but now she's joined me here because I'm selfishly using it. So because it's so dang cold, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not just because it's a cold day. I was an idiot and I didn't discover this until like half an hour ago. So obviously, like I said, I got in, tried to get myself warm, put on the heaters to sort of bring the chill out of the room. Check the thermostat. Well, not a thermostat, my thermometer. It said it was 11 degrees in here, and I was like, dang, that is cold. It must be colder than I think it is today for it to be 11 in here. Like, and it hasn't been frosty out, not since the early hours of the morning at the very least. And then as I was making dinner, I was like, oh, it's bin day. I'll go and start taking all my bin stuff out. Open the curtain to go outside my patio door and discovered that my patio door was wide open. So not only was it open all day, but I'd forgotten about it in this freezing cold weather. So poor Haru, she had all of the access to the back garden if she so desired to have it, but it did mean that the whole house was absolutely freezing when I got home, and it was entirely my fault. Because what I'd done is basically I got up this morning I had an early alarm go off. I was like, I didn't put much food down for Haru last night. So I thought I'll get up, I'll feed Haru. But because it was so chilly, I just kind of went straight back to bed and I completely forgot about opening the door so that she could go outside like she likes to in the morning. I just left it open for her, closed the curtain so that it wouldn't let as much of the cold in. And then went to bed. And then I was getting ready to go and see my mum around midday, so I didn't need to be near the back door, so I didn't notice it. And I didn't notice it when I took the chain off my bike and put it in my back garden either, where it belongs. So I'm stupid. I'm very stupid. So my house was cold for no reason, so I apologize profoundly to my poor cat Haru, who would have been huddled up in the bedroom, which is also cold because it's always cold in there. It's the best place to be in summer because like it gets no sunlight. It stays cool all year round. But it does mean it's always 11 degrees in there, even if you do put a heater on. So she was with the heated blanket, and I finally reset up I've got one of those smart plug things, which the little heater is plugged into. And so I was periodically turning the heating back on. So she wouldn't have been completely freezing cold. In a really cold house, she would have had the heater on next to her as well. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is probably one of the dumber things I've done for a while. I'm usually very vigilant about keeping that door shut. So I'm a big stupid, and it's my fault. Welcome in, Pete. How you doing? How is your Tuesday treating you? I think I'm gonna half screen the chat again. I don't like looking over there for chat. There we go. That's a bit more suitable for my liking. Half and half it. I've been thinking, you're trying Ball Pit? How you liking it so far? Do you like Arkanoid? It's Arkanoid, but with town building. And that's it. It's Arkanoid and town building. I tried the demo of that about a couple of months before it came out, and I could see that people were gonna like it, but it absolutely wasn't for me. And for the most part, it's because it's kind of like a roguelike. It's gather power-ups to get crazy abilities to make more balls that do stupid things, and I'm just like, it's not for me. But I can see that it's kind of like video game crack, but it didn't take off the way that I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be like similar to like a Vampire Survivors and just randomly be one of those games that just takes off and everybody plays, but it ended up not really being like that. What was I going to move on to? That's it. I was thinking. So one of the many reasons I stayed in bed was because it was cold, but also because I had this thought this morning. I was like, while I've still got savings, I'm still thinking about replacing the sofa, right? Because it's not like, it's fine, it's serviceable, but it's not like comfy. And I started doing research on sofas again because it's obviously Black Friday is coming up. I thought I might be able to get a good deal on something. But it dawned on me like half an hour into my search that I sit in this chair more. So I'm actually now thinking I need to start looking at computer chairs. So I'm in the middle of reading a bunch of articles to get some ideas for where to go, because obviously I don't want a gamer chair. I don't want a bucket seat. If I wanted a car chair, I'd have a car. I'm enjoying it, but yeah, I got bored quickly with these kinds of... Yeah, there's something not quite pulling me in with those kinds of games, and I can't explain it. Maybe it's because, I don't typically fall for games that are like number go up anyway. They're not always my kind of thing. But yeah, I've been thinking about, like, I spend a lot of time in this chair, right? Like a lot of time in this chair, way more time than I would like to admit. And it's not fit for purpose anymore. It's getting a bit old. I've had this since we moved to the bungalow. So that would have been 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. When did I move in? Was it August 2020, I moved in to the bungalow. So that's when I got this chair, and it's like there's no padding in the seat anymore. I've got one of those coccyx seats because I get bad back problems anyway. And like the headrest, it moves, but it doesn't stay there. It's like you can't rest your head on it. It's like it's always underneath my neck, so it's no good. So I'm in the middle of trying to do some research now. While the Black Friday sales are on, to see if I can get something that's normally quite expensive a little cheaper. See if I can get something more suitable. Chuck this one away. And I'm also considering, because I have my second monitor is over here. It's in portrait mode. It's to the side. I'm actually starting to think about having it mounted above my current monitor, my main monitor. Like it's a little, I think it's like a 27-inch and my main monitor is a 32. So the size is going to look really weird. But I've noticed that I'm getting more pains in my shoulder. And it's because I'm doing this. I'm leaning to the side, and I do it while I'm streaming as well. I'm constantly leaning to the side because I'm looking at OBS over here, trying to keep an eye on it while I'm doing stuff here, which means because I'm like not having to crane my neck as much if I do that. Whereas if I'm here and I'm doing stuff on the main screen, I've got to look like forcibly to the side to check the second monitor. So that's something else I'm going to try and look up in the Black Friday sales, because it's Black Friday this Friday. So don't forget, if you're trying to get some shopping done, this week is going to be the best week to try and get some of it done. I don't know why I decided to tell you all that, but I'm trying to think of things to sort out while everything is cheaper. Because I'm going to be going through a rough period starting from January. And I would like to be comfy. I bought some snow boots for my North Japan trip this week. Oh my gosh. Snow boots. I haven't had to buy any of those since I was really young. Because we used to get snow every year when I was a kid, and we don't anymore. We'll invest in more heat clothing stuff. That's a good idea. Definitely. Because it gets super fucking cold out there. It's always the extremes at Japan, isn't it? It's like spring is lovely. It's kind of humid, right? Summer is fucking awful. Way too hot. And like the winters are just like are gonna kill you any one time. Any of them could take you out because they're unbelievably cold. I'm trying it. No, I want my cup of tea. Is it too hot? Let's find out. It's just on the edge. It's okay. Got my lemon tea. I realized all of my teas are really bitter. I don't have like a treat tea, you know, like a sugary kind of thing, because I've stopped having black tea because like which I was already only having decaf anyway, but yeah, I've stopped having black tea because I'm wasting so much soya milk, because I only ever need like 250 milliliters because I'm only having like 1 cup a week, and then the soya goes off after a week. So it's not getting used. I'm wasting so much soya milk. So I've had to ban it basically, and now I don't have any sweet drinks to have, sweet hot drinks. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But you know, winter is almost here, and I've realized that everything I drink is kind of bitter. Because I got it's my lemon, ginger, and turmeric, and then I've got the rooibos chai, which is basically burnt orange. more than it doesn't taste of orange whatsoever. I've got the 2 mint teas, which I guess you could consider refreshing at the very least, but they're not sweet. They're all quite earthy. And then it's like chamomile, which just like it just tastes like daisies. It's really bitter. All of them are bitter. There's something wrong with me. Why do I like all the bitter drinks? But if you try to give me like lager or beer, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. It's disgusting. It's so strange. Or bitter, actual bitter. Can't drink those, but all of my teas, super bitter. I just never seem to get along with any of the sweet ones, so I'm going to have to look into that. See if I can get like a little treat for Christmas. Like even if it's just hot chocolate or something, which I don't actually like to drink, and I would need milk for. So I can't win. I'm rambling. Yeah, I didn't have a lot. Nothing happened today. So pop some honey in the chamomile. That's what mine essentially is. So I guess, yeah, I could just get some more honey because my honey ran out a couple months ago. So I could get some more honey and make something out of that. And I could even use that in the lemon one as well, which I was planning to do anyway as like a potential cold remedy. Oh my God, I haven't rebooked my flu jab. I'm going to take a note. I've just realized you didn't go to that flu jab. Go and sort that out. I'm going to do that. Good keeping me honest, chat. Thanks for that. Accidentally helping me recall that there are things I need to be responsible for. Right. Yeah, I haven't had anything happen today. I went to my mum's. I have committed a cardinal sin though. I want to apologize profoundly that at my mum's house I did not take a picture of either of the cats, even though the kitten is getting big now. Although it's kind of funny. I really wish I'd taken a picture for you so I could show you what I'm talking about. But when my mum got him, he was kind of little, but his legs were super long. And now he's grown quite a bit. But he's grown into his legs, and now his legs look too short. His legs look super tiny. He kind of looks like a stoat. You know, with their tiny little legs and their little feet. You are forgiven. Pics are expected next time. Yeah, next time. So when I go over for Christmas, I will try and remember to take a photo of them both. Because I am ashamed for having not thought of doing that. It was really out of character for me. It was fucking freezing there as well. It was kind of miserable, I'm not gonna lie. Super cold in that house. But I was only there to help mum sort of get her hair done because she's going super grey now, so she wants help with it. Speak for yourself, Sarah. I will not forgive and I will not forget. And that's what I expect from Hellscythe. They don't let me get away with my bullshit. Have they agreed that you're cooking Christmas dinner at your flat? No. No, there's absolutely no discussion. It is not a discussion to be had. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bitter about it. We are mostly because like I make a suggestion for a change and it's immediately knocked down as like, this is too difficult. This is gonna really upend me and Travis and all of this, and then Travis makes, you know, a suggestion for a change this year and immediately is met with okays, you know, and I'm just like, cool, glad to know that my thoughts and feelings are taken on board, are taken seriously and with care. I will remember this next year. No, what I'm going to do is I'm tolerating their plans for this year, and then next year I'm just cancelling entirely and being like, cool, in that point, I'm going to be a 39-year-old woman and I want to have a Christmas that I want to have. I think I've been having ones I don't want to have for like upwards of 20 years. So it's going to be my turn next year, and it'll just involve me not going over because I don't want to, because I've been doing it forever. So why should I have to? Frankly, I don't like Christmas enough to be heading off to fucking make myself uncomfortable for, what is it, like upwards of 12 hours when I don't enjoy it, you know? So I'm not going to next year. This year, I'll say, yeah, fine, whatever. But not next year. So yeah, no, I will admit I'm butthurt about it. The way it was just sort of like batted away is like a super bad idea. One of my therapists said, because we spoke about it on Monday, because she likes to force me to talk about Christmas every December. She said, like in her eyes, I have no point to lose. You know, nothing to lose by just telling them like how this has made me feel, and because she's like, if you don't have a connection with them anyway, then ultimately what's it going to do? It's just going to make people aware and that they might be able to make things better, or they're still not going to care like you think they do, and you can just write it off from that point forward. And I'm like, I'd really rather just cut out the middleman and do the latter part because it's easier for me. So, you know, families aren't always the best for everybody, but that's okay because that's what found family is for, right? Which is why I want to try and get these things done for the community stuff for anyone who's interested. Anyone who didn't see it, there's an announcement in the announcement board in Discord. If you're not already there, there is an invite. Everybody is welcome, unless you're a massive twat, and then maybe you won't be, but we'll figure that out over time. Yeah, why I want to get like Christmas games sort of organized is then it will teach me how to organize these kinds of things so that we can do longer term stuff and then have it better prepared next year, as opposed to me going, shit, there's only a week to go. I didn't finish off the list. I've still got some games to add to the list as suggestions, but anyone else, if you have any suggestions, or even if there's any that you like the look of that are already written down, please join in with the conversation about it. Because I would love to make it so that anybody who is interested in something will have a chance to come and have a go with some of them. Family trees don't need to be organic. The branches you graft are as equally valid. Great song lyrics. That's appropriate. What is that from? That is really good. Please tell me. I like that. For me, it's always just, it's very simple. Like, Winterboro, crazy because we're playing that today. Winterboro kind of hit me really hard last week. I think it's a Life is Strange song. Interesting. I will double check that. Oh, the new one? I will double check because I might want to listen to that. But yeah, Winterboro kind of admittedly hit me quite hard last week, and I've gone back to look at the footage, and you can kind of see me sort of like trying to stay stony face around it. But there's the moment where you find Bufo's child who's run away because him and his dad had a falling out, essentially. And he said, I love Bufo, I do, but I don't think he likes me, and I'm not sure I like him either. And I was just like, damn. Why you gotta hit me like that? Because that was like, it was kind of like putting words to something I wasn't able to really translate. I feel like you can love a family member but intensely like just not get along. I think that is possible, and I think that's what I'm kind of coming to terms with, if I'm honest. And I know this is a bit deep to be talking about at the beginning of a video game stream, but that's kind of the point of this channel. Is it's not always about happy-go-lucky times. It's not all about video games. It's about like some honesty of how it can be. And it's just sort of like, if I keep just accepting like and going forward with what everyone says all the time, like family is family, you should stick together, all of that shit. It's like, nah, most of my favorite games are about found family. Red Dead Redemption is inherently about found family. Okami, you're spending all of your time running around the world of Nippon in the lore in Japan, making friends constantly, just finding weirdos. And I'm like, that's kind of what I just prefer to do here. I like hanging out with people in the community. It feels more like home to me. And it always has done. I think that's why I like streaming so much, is it's just like, it feels better for me, and I would like to spend my Christmas with the people that I like. So, video games. Even if you can't join in every night, even if you can't, even if there's something that you're not super into but you would like to come and hang out, that is also open to people. I want people to be able to use the Discord more frequently and more freely, and be more comfortable setting stuff up, even when I'm not around. If you wanna do a Mario Kart night, set it up. It's totally okay. Even you can let me or a mod know. and we can actually set it up as a proper event in the Discord. If you want to watch a movie, just put it on and tell people. You know, if you want to just have someone to hang out with while you're trying to do studying or something, just come and hang out in the voice chat. Someone will show up. So that's what I'm going to be trying to get moving in the next, hopefully in the next week for the Christmas stuff, but definitely like something I want to build up more next year. We've been doing recent improved Vampire Survivors multiplayer stuff, for example. Yeah, this is it. Some of us were playing Monster Hunter. There'll probably be an event on for Monster Hunter probably quite soon, right? They've usually got a holiday event on for winter, so they'll probably be announcing that pretty sharp, unless they skip it this year because they did Halloween not that long ago. I don't know what the history of that has been like. And people are free to come and just have a chat when we're doing that. I've been putting on Critical Role and Dimension 20 for a few days as well. So I'm happy for people to come and join me while I'm watching those. I might be changing the Critical Role thing just a little bit, because like some of them like nearly 5 hours long, right? And sometimes I don't want to spend an entire Saturday watching Critical Role at nighttime. So now I'm not going to be streaming on Fridays. There is a chance that I'll be watching like half of Critical Role on Friday and then half on a Saturday, and then having more of the evening to actually play a video game or whatever. I'm just having I'm thinking aloud about things that I might be changing like over time briefly. Just to A, test it out, and B, see if it fits better for me as well, because I've got to think about like, my own personal time. I can't spend all of my time fucking watching Critical Role. So I need to be doing some other things. I need to find a place to put the fitness stuff in as well, which I'll be starting probably in the new year for that. I don't think I'm going to force myself during the winter because it's just going to make me miserable. So but yeah, so small updates, small things hopefully getting sorted out. I'll try and focus on the multiplayer stuff this weekend. Fingers crossed. Right then. Speaking of Winterboro, shall we get started with that? Shall we boot that up? I can get you all caught up on what we're doing in Winterboro. Let me move chat out the way. Bring that one up there. And I tested it before I went live this time. I was like, I don't want it to happen again. I don't want to get pissy halfway, like, an hour into the stream when I discover that none of my stuff is working again. So I've already tested it and it's all working fine. So let me get it booted up. Oh my god, no, you're not meant to open like that. It's been running in the background since last week. I don't want that. Go back. Right, we were using the low camera for this, weren't we? So, to get everybody caught up, Winterboro is a cozy survival sim where you play as a little mouse rebuilding their childhood home during the cold of winter. After their parents have sadly passed away and they're returning from the city. Thank you to Future Friends Games for sending me a key. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm very grateful that you gave me this opportunity. I really love showing this one off, and it has been an absolute chill joy. And do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I'm super fucking tired. Like, after being at my mum's for a couple of hours, I'm absolutely wrecked. So I'm glad to be playing something a lot more low-key, a lot more chill, a lot more... Jesus Christ, look how red my fucking cheeks are. I've only just noticed I haven't looked at the camera at all since I started. I'm like, I don't need to see this. So what did we do last week? Last week we helped our friend Moss come to terms with a loss. We made friends with a mole who seems to be studying some ancient tech, which I was not expecting. And we helped bring a family of frogs back together. And now we're at a stage where I can decorate the house. Starting to look the way I want it to look, which is really nice. Why won't you let me have the flowers? Thank you. Give me those. And Betchelina is starting to feel a lot better. She's asked us to help her rebuild her home, which was also destroyed in the owl attack. The dreaded owl. Right, let me have those as well. Thank you. No, that didn't pick them up. Cheers. Okay, so let's get rid of them. We've got loads of cookies to keep us warm. We've got a couple of pies. And do you know what? Yeah, we're starving, so let's have one of these pies. We'll keep the meat pie. I'm gonna have that one. So... There you are, Mouseling. Goodness, you're busy these days. And still you dedicate so much of your time to your old aunt. You're always doing me kindness, even now. You've given me so much support, but I always thought I should be the one to you can lean on. Maybe I'll get my chance once I'm safe at home again. Another favor you're doing for me. I'm so grateful, child. I'm so proud of you. Still, I'll be glad when my burrow is rebuilt so that I can be there for you. So, let's set that up on our quests. Fix Auntie's burrow. So I don't know how to do this. We haven't gone to look at it since she's asked us to do this. So this is going to be the quest for today. Oh yeah, we unlocked all our silk clothing as well, and the biggest backpack. So we have a full backpack too. That's something else that we achieved last week. I think we've got all the upgrades for all the tools now, but I guess we'll see. Oh, here we go. Repair. The burrow where Auntie used to live. So what are we going to need? We need 10 birch planks, 20 oak planks, 20, is that just granite? Yeah, and 10 silk yarns. Okay, so I'm gonna track that so I don't have to remember it. So I think we actually have a bunch of this ready. I'm just gonna have to go and craft a bunch of it. And I can head off into the wilds because I want to start replacing these, because we unlocked a bunch of furniture last week as well. Did we get any more in here? We had a couple of things. Did I make the fiber side table? Okay. I don't need any of those. They unlocked a bunch of birch stuff, which just reminded me of everything in the 90s. Like, I saw stuff like this everywhere in the 90s, especially in people's, like, conservatories. This was a big thing, having wicker everything. So I do want to make a bunch of these to decorate the house, but building this home is more important. So what do we need? We need birch planks. So let's craft all of those. So we only got 5. Okay. We need oak planks. Oh, we've definitely got enough of that. And there we go. Got 1,000,000 rocks, so we're good there. Why don't we craft all of our yarn? Silk yarn. Okay, so we need more birch and we need more spider webs, which is fine. Both of those things are in the same place, so we can head down there straight away. In the cold. I wonder how much the temperature has changed inside the flat now that I've got the small heater on. Well, no, I guess that's my larger one, isn't it? I've got the little radiator on and the PC. It's going to be a vast difference from 11. Let's have a look. It is 16 degrees. Almost 17, so it's actually comfortable now. So in that case, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to turn off the radiator because we don't need it as much for the time being. So what's everyone's plans for the week? Is there anything coming up? Any work events? Any outings that we're going to? Like I already mentioned, I've got to go get my own MOT done tomorrow. So I'm going to be heading out for that first thing in the morning. But otherwise, I'm going to try and take it a little easy. I've got a couple of... I want to try and edit at least 2 more videos. Because I've got one waiting to go up tomorrow. So I'd like a couple more backups and then probably get onto the Xbox reaction stuff. Oh, we got some seeds for the first time. I've never picked up seeds before. Excellent. Should we go and talk to... Well, if it isn't my minuscule Maureen. I started charting the old routes again, you know. One passed right under the old burrow, but saw neither tip nor tail of your Betchelina. I hope she's well. Okay, I thought he was going to have something new to say. But yeah, once I'm done with the edits, I'm gonna sit down. I might start Monster Hunter Stories 2. I've decided that I'm going to give up on Monster Hunter Stories 1. I'm just not enjoying it enough to sort of keep at it. Oh, let's grab a million of these while I'm here. Yeah, 24. How many can I carry before it stacks? 30. Right, let's drop you. Don't want you. I will grab this on the off chance it gives me more seeds. See, I haven't been cutting down any of the mushrooms because I didn't need them. Because I had so much other stuff. Yeah, I was constantly getting ant meat. So I just didn't need it. Didn't need the mushrooms. Alright. We need the spiders. We need their webs. Right then. Oh, why'd you put it up there? How do I get this one? Okay, there's the spider off the side there. I just saw it. Let's get rid of that ant so it doesn't... It took a snap at us. It's just rude. Right. That's cobwebs. All right, how much space do I have? I've still got 2 slots. So we're doing pretty all right considering I didn't put the planks back. All right, let's get this spider, see if it'll drop some more silk for us. No! It's so tricky. Really makes me want to play Grounded again. No, we don't need to fight. You're fine. Got him. Alright, let's kill these guys off. Excellent. Alright, and then we need some more of these. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. Cease. I'm just here for the webs. We can have peace here. Oh, my contact lenses got really out of focus then. That was really annoying. I don't know if anyone else here wears them. I might have to give them up next year as a way to save some money. Which is fine, because I've got, you know, glasses. It's not a big deal. But I will miss them if I do have to quit them. Alright. What did... So we got 20 webs. So that's probably... We got loads. So we probably got more than enough to go and rebuild some things. Yeah, I like the convenience of contact lenses, especially for riding the motorbike, because obviously with glasses inside of helmets, especially in the winter, it's such a fucking nightmare trying to keep your glasses from steaming up as well as the inside of your helmet. It's really difficult to manage without just like constantly leaving the helmet ajar, which is not great in minus degrees weather or when it's raining. Really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna maybe talk to my opticians and be like, are there some long-term ones that I can get that just stay in a packet and I open them when I need them? Like, my current ones are daily disposables anyway. Not daily, monthly disposables, so I suppose I could at least stack up on them. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. And then how many did I need? I need 5 birches. But they are quite costly because it's like 20 pounds a month for what I'm getting. Because I have an astigmatism, that's what it's actually correcting. Right, so we need the birch. We need the granite. We need... Can't believe I just chucked it all in there. Oak. We need the oak planks. And then the 10 silk ropes. Where is it? Where'd they go? There's the silk rope. There we go. Let's go. So yeah, at least cutting them down, instead of having it like 20 quid a month, just like keeping a few of them for using for riding is probably going to be better for me at the moment. Right, repair. Talk to Auntie. I can't believe that it was as simple as just grabbing a few things and her house is just fixed. That's lies. Okay. By the time I showed Aunt Betulina her home, rebuilt, I cherished every callus it had marked on my paws. She looked at my work and saw her face light up. So much like the mouse my parents and I had said goodbye to all that time ago. We had both grown so much since then. Child, I don't know what to say. To know that you built this home for me is a thing of pure wonder. You like it then? Never mind like it. I love it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Oh. How proud your parents must be to see the fine young mouse they've raised. To know that all their hard work bore such beautiful fruit. How lucky I am to call you my kin. I wish someone would build me a house, right? Fucking... I should have took up carpentry. I was alright at carpentry at secondary school, and I didn't continue with it. Why? Why didn't I continue with it, you sack of shit? You lazy bitch? You might have been able to build a house. I'd have been able to fix that goddamn fence faster at the very least. I don't think you'll be rid of me now either. I'll be over for a cup of tea and a natter whenever my paws will carry me. And you'll have to visit me too. In fact, I should have all my neighbours over. It sounds like I have a lot of catching up to do. What do you think? A grand feast for my grand new home? I can hardly wait. Aw. Darling child, how lovely to see you. It'll have to be brief today, I'm afraid. I'm exhausted. And there's a lot to do before we send out invitations for the feast. Roasting, toasting, practicing my hosting. And I haven't the faintest idea what to cook. There'll be a lot of different tastes on the table if you catch my drift. How do you keep everyone happy? Maybe they could bring some food of their own? What a good idea! If each guest brings a delicacy of their own, there'll be something to suit everybody's appetite and more to share. Would you be a dear? Find everybody who's helped us through this winter and invite them to dinner. Wait! I've been the one helping. Well, I guess Nortus made the medicine, right? Bufo gave us the upgrades to our equipment to be able to get further. The mole gave us the pie that made her feel better. So, yeah, okay. I take it back. Would you be a dear? Find everybody who's helped us through the winter and invite them to our dinner. Tell each of them to bring a special treat. Oh, how exciting. Sorry. I haven't been sleeping very well. Bora is wonderful, but recently there have been noises beneath the floorboards. Hauntings, your old granny would say. And in the past, I would have laughed at her, but those noises I hear in the dead of night, they make me shiver. As though my mind knows the sound from a different life. But look at you, listening to the twitchings of me old whiskers. Don't you worry about your old auntie. Now, when you've got the invitations... now, when you've got the invitations to deliver. Okay. I have a feeling I know what it is. It's not our creepy garden. It's not our stone-built garden. There we go. Because Willow said about, like, tunnels. And we found an opening here as well. This is another one of them. He said about tunnels going underneath the house. So he's probably just building a shortcut. Because moles work at nighttime. Right, let's go speak to Moss. Oh, isn't it dark without my little lantern on? There we go. Oh, Mouse, listen to this. I dreamt I saw a tapestry big as the sky. Deep blue and indigo it was. And on it were all these little silverfish wriggling and squirming like stars. Do you know what it meant? No. Was it a bad dream? Nah. Probably went to bed thinking about food. Now, what is it you came to tell me? Well, speaking of, would you come to Auntie's for dinner? Of course I will. I need to give Betulina her shawl back after I patch it up. And I ought to thank her for shaking loose those memories. Tell her I ain't the same Moss I used to be, but I'll bet she ain't the same Mouse. I'm about to cough, I can feel it. God, I feel like my soul just left my body. Christ. Oh, there's so much to tell her. Let me go see what I've got in the larder. So that's Moss told. Should we go... We'll go in a loop. Oh, it's getting close to night, actually. We might have enough time to go see Nortusk. I should have gone to bed and started this in the morning. Oh, I always forget which way is the way to Nortusk's place. So maybe we'll do the shortcut to Bufo's instead. Where is it? Is it this way? No. Is it this way? No. Where are you? I fucked it up. I fucked it up. I already don't know the way. Because we haven't played it since last week. Oh my god. I've been yawning since I was at Mum's house. I'm so fucking sleepy today. I think it's because I tried to force myself to get up this morning at like a decent time. I was going to say, is that ant just outright ignoring me? That's just rude. Let me in. Oh. I thought there was something else here. No. It's just berries. It's just rocks. God damn it. Yeah, I know. No, wait. This is the... Yeah. This is... Alright. What's the way out of here? This way. This was the shortcut to Bufo's, okay. Except it's not. Oh, have I just trapped myself? Fuck's sake. God's sake! I went the wrong way. Let's get them cookies in here so we can keep warm. Here we go. There they are. He's carving! Hey, Pollywog. Look who's come to see us. Good to see you.
Good to see you, pal. Everything all right?
My Aunt Betchelina and I were wondering if you'd like to come for dinner. Oh, yeah? Sounds nice, that. I was just saying this morning that we don't know our neighbours well enough. What do you think, Toddler? Make up your mind. Called him Toddler earlier. Toddler, you up for it?
Definitely, yeah. Might even bring one of me beetle pies.
Sounds like a plan. We'll see you there then, kid. Yay! Right. I know where Nortusk is from here. It's always when I come up through past where Moss is where I fuck it up. So he's here.
Share it with a sweet cake or with some scones and jam.
Scones and jam. We went through this with the Pokopia thing. Scone or scone? That's the video that went up today, I think. Scone or scone?
Tea without a party is like a beaver with no...
Darn.
Really thought I had that one. Anywho, good to see you, friend. Cup of tea to warm your whiskers?
Yes, please.
That's the spirit. Here, a brand new brew from me to you. Haha.
She takes a little sip.
Not bad, yeah? Pretty good even. Notice those creamy, buttery notes? Ground oat hazelnuts finely whisked. I found a whole stash of them near the molehill just over yonder. Perfectly good hazelnuts just sitting in the snow. Talk about luck. Anywho, what brings you to this neck of the Northlands, friend? Auntie wants to bring her friends to come for dinner. That means you. A grand feast over at Betchelina's? Well, poke my hide and call me a porcupine. It'd be my pleasure. Matter of fact, I've been mighty eager to share what I've been brewing up here. After all, tea ain't half as good as when you drink it alone. Count me in. You supply the mugs and I'll bring something good to sip. I'll be looking forward to it, friend.
I love Nortusk. He's wonderful. We need more friends like Nortusk in the world. Alright, and they're keeping us warmer a little longer. So let's... Because it's like... It's midnight. So we need to get to fucking bed. Because they get up at like the crack of dawn. Or we could sleep here. That's what I'm going to do. Save us a bit of time. Camp out in the cold. And now it's first thing. So we can go see Willow. Just checking what I've got. See a couple of those. Oh, hey, it's Petulina.
What are you still doing here, little one? Haven't you got some invitations to be extending?
I'm on it. It's been a day. Chill. I've got a lot of traveling to do compared to you. Almost there. Why does Willow live so much further away? Everyone else is in a really simple loop, but our mole friend is all the way out here. Oh, let's grab some hazelnuts while I'm here. Because Willow lives in the States? Yeah, but like so much further away. Just feels like an eternity away. Here we go. Hello, Mouseling. I was just about to come and find you. It's time for me to say goodbye. I long to burrow beyond the gnarled oaks. If you lived closer, we'd steal the bread he bakes. It's true, we would. He would never be able to eat his own bread because we'd all take it. It's a very strange Pikachu. I've seen... Should I take a screenshot of it, actually? I've not thought. I just went to push my fucking glasses up my face then. That's so annoying. I just thought, I haven't been sending this to Willow at all. To be like, do you want to be a Willow for a bit? I long to burrow beyond the gnarled oaks. I'm convinced the moles didn't just disappear. Perhaps I can find them. Perhaps not. Your stories have helped me see. Not every great deed is written down in a history book. This forest is full of brave animals whose tales are known only to themselves. I think it's time I included myself in that number. Aw, I like that. Would you have time to join us for dinner before you leave? Oh-ho! Of course! I always have time for a feast. Sorry, I'm turning my heated blanket back on. It's gotten cold. I will bring my special worm bolognese. Oh, damn. I want to eat that. With a little shredded berry yeast. Yes. Oh, and just the other night I found a tunnel right under Petulina's floor. I called out, but she must have been sleeping. She heard me and thought it was a ghost. Oh! Not for many years, I hope. And next time, I will be sure to knock. Now, goodbye. I should put the water on. Ah, there you are. I thought I heard a friend approaching on the wind. Like the gentle patter of rain. Here's a thought for dinner. A roasted wood beetle. Nothing tastes better over a campfire. If you're taking requests, that is. Okay. Bring your own food. That's the whole point of these invitations. Nothing tastes better than a wood beetle over a campfire. You heard it here first. Doubt. Press X. To doubt. Yeah, they don't look all that appetizing. These are a wood beetle. So you're saying we should eat a couple of these? Oh no, this is a leaf beetle. Wait. Wood doesn't sound tasty. Wait. This motherfucker is a wood beetle. These guys. There we go. Wood beetle meat. Wood beetles have a shell so thick that they produce roughly the same amount of meat as smaller beetles. So they're more crunchy. I don't know, man. I think I'll stick to like grilled crickets. That has not sold me on them. They're crispy. Right. I like apples. I don't choose apples. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. I just don't choose them. However, when they're cooked, get it away from me. I don't want it. I don't like pureed cooked apple. Blech. Auntie, I spoke to everybody. It is done.
You really have invited everyone? Then they'll be here soon. Oh, I can't believe it. Thank you, little one. Now, help me lay this table.
Do I have to do everything around here? Oh my god. Suddenly, just a party out of the blue. I'd made so many friends since coming home to the burrow. As I listened to them sharing food and laughter, I couldn't help but feel that I'd found something deeper than that. That evening was my first family dinner in a very long time. I had a feeling it wouldn't be the last. Oh shit! I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Continue.
Your parents would be so proud of all you've done, child. You've mended so many more things than the old bridge.
No quests? Some gave me a crickets and chocolate thing a while back, and they were like, it's not bad, right? Yeah, because there's 3 times as much chocolate as a cricket, and you can mask any flavor with enough chocolate. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think those are okay. Roll credits, apparently, except not. There's no credits. That's not right. I want to know the people that made it. Let's go talk to Moss. Hang on. I wasn't expecting... I thought we were going to have, like, a couple of quests. That's why I was so surprised with, like, rebuilding Betchelina's house. I was like, oh, I thought we were going to have to, like, build it, like, our own one. Let's go talk to Moss. Grazer. Is it going to say anything?
Autistic Grazer sent along this message with their 4 months resub. Yay, right account, LOL.
It's the correct account this time. Thank you so much, Grazer, for subscribing to the channel once more and supporting me in all my endeavors. How are you doing? We've just finished the game. I think I don't have to do anything else. Hello, Mouse. It's always good to see you. You and Betulina are both looking so well. I think we finished it. Oh. I had not intended for this to be the end. I thought there was going to be at least another hour in it. Whoops. Should we decorate my house? Well, this is a perfect time to be able to talk about the game, you know? I can just go back and forth and collect things so that I can make stuff. Pretty good. Everything is now officially in the new place. Congratulations. Now begins the sorting. Yeah, I feel that. That's what I spent a lot of my time doing after I moved in, was like, I've only got like 2 places to put anything, right? So it was trying to decide what I wanted to have out. In other news, I got someone making a website for all my endeavors. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really neat to hear. I'm happy for you. I never got around to doing that because it felt like I changed my mind so often, or I fall behind on projects all the time, that it was just not... It's not something that I should promise to do, right? I thought this was the way out. Oh, I've done it again. I've gone in the wrong way. Hang on. Isn't there a way out? Yeah, here we go. But yeah, congratulations on the move and getting everything sorted. Now you get to plan it the way that you plan it. It's like I was saying earlier, is I'm thinking about moving some stuff around as well. Like, obviously with Black Friday being this Friday, I was thinking about maybe it's time I hucked this chair out and got a replacement for it while I've still got some savings. And get a new monitor arm so that I can put my second monitor above the main monitor instead of having it to the side, because having it to the side is giving me some real shoulder problems because I'm constantly having to look over at it like this, and like OBS is like this small on it, so I know the feeling. I tried several times, but it always didn't go right, so I decided to get professional to do it. That's fair. That's fair. For me, like, it wasn't even down to, like, not being able to do it or design it or anything. It's just that I change my mind on things all the time. And I didn't feel like the amount of changes I make to stuff would be worth getting one until I had stuff nailed down a bit better. So I'm glad you're getting things going ahead and you're being so much more prepared than I am. You're right, kid. Our pollywog was just about to try your auntie's short crust recipe.
Not that I've got much choice. You've been asking about it all morning.
Aww. Everyone's living their happy little lives. I want to go in this tadpole's house. I want to see what his house is decorated like so that I can be ashamed of mine. So let's go say goodbye to Willow, I guess. I'm really surprised it just lets you continue and doesn't go, here's the credits beforehand. That was really shocking. I'd almost like to give it as feedback and be like, please tell us who made it. You deserve to be known. Shit, what am I going to do on Thursday? What's Thursday's stream going to be? Remember, we're not doing a Friday stream this week. I'm changing the schedule this week as a part of the bigger changes going forward in the future. I will be back on Sunday, however, because I'm going to be changing. What I'm thinking is about... I've just realized we're almost starving to death. We should eat a pie. Done. Yeah, what I was thinking about doing is having only 3 stream days a week. And having it on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. so that A, I can do all the boring shit on a Monday when I don't have any energy. You know, I can like catch up on making clips and stuff on a Monday. And still get my Wednesday, so I get my weekday break. And I get my Fridays back, primarily, is what the idea is there. I want Fridays and Saturdays to be for me. But that still might change anyway, because I want to start doing streams in the daytime again. I want to try and do morning streams, which is where we'll be doing the more like co-working and fitness stuff that we were all talking about last week or the week before. Well, I get things sort of figured out. I'm not going to start most of it until next year, but there's nothing wrong with getting like a schedule in place for it all, so that I can start planning how I want to do things and changing my sleep pattern well enough for me to be able to pull it off properly. Isn't cheap, but ultimately the plan is to be like a central hub for all that I do, so it deserves some care. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of having a website, is so that everything just sort of works in one place. It's a good use of it. Because like, as much as like I find use in having a link tree, which is what I use, like, hang on, where is it? Here. It does have all my stuff in a central place, but because it says link tree, a lot of people just don't click it because they don't know what that means a lot of the time. Whereas if it just says anomalina.com or whatever, I'm probably more likely to get Anomalina what the fuck, but because that makes sense for me. Because that would be more recognizable to be like, oh, it's their website. It would look more trustworthy, I think, for a lot of people. Plus, business cards. Now, business cards, I can see making a lot more sense for yourself. As somebody who doesn't go to live events, like real events with people at them, I've never made business cards because I don't need to introduce myself to anyone in person. It's always just like, hi, you're at my channel and I'm here. But in person, definitely, especially as you're a DJ as well. Definitely good to get your name out there for both of them, potentially. I know you're keeping them separate as like business ventures, but it doesn't matter. It wouldn't hurt to, you know, be able to say, and also I'm a DJ, you know? Whereas I don't have that. It's just, I turn on a camera and people show up occasionally. Thank you for that wonderful dinner. It was so nice to meet your friends and to catch up with Betchelina. She seems as lively as ever. I think we've done it, everyone. I think we made it. I think it is just decorate your home now. Survive to your heart's content. And I don't mind doing that, like I said, while we talk about the game and sum things up. That sums up the aim of the site entirely, extremely well. There you go. I figured it out. I know how to run businesses. I just don't. I'm too scatterbrained to set things in motion. And because of, like, you know, what we've been talking about, like, with the theme of the channel, or, you know, the fact that I change my overlays, like, every 4 to 6 months, right? I just sort of, like, I'll make a tweak here and it'll just look slightly different, and then 6 months later it'll look entirely different because I'm just constantly tweaking something. I've never landed on anything that felt like, yeah, this is... Like, if I say my name, this is what the image invokes in me. I've never had any of that, so I'm always like, yeah, when someone else does. Because I'm like, fuck, I wish I was like that. I would like some of that in the future. Right. So, I do want this nice bed. I like my bed, but it doesn't match now. I want all the pink and green stuff. So, what do I need for them? I want a couple of these chairs. I went to push my glasses on my face again. That was a birch stool. This one's a side table. Oh, I prefer this one as a sleek cabinet. My timing of doing while shelling out on the new house stuff could probably have been better. It happens though. When you get an idea, there's nothing wrong on acting on it, and like you can always make up for it on another month, right? Anyway, enough about me. How you been? I mean, I won't lie. I was talking a bit depressedly like about an hour ago about family and stuff, but in the grand scheme, I think I'm doing okay. I'm sort of coming to terms with like the unemployment thing a bit better now. And I'm tired as hell. Like I'm really sleepy today. So it might be just as well that we finish the game because I might need to head off a little sooner. Just to go and lie down more than anything. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I've had an all right day. I accidentally left the door open to my garden for the entirety of the day, however, that I didn't realize until I got home and took the bins out. So that was stupid. My house was very cold when I got back from my mum's. But now I'm back with heated blankets and I've got my cup of tea. It's just not the worst thing in the world. Right. What are we doing to decorate this house? Let's make... So we need 5 more birch for the bed. I would like the little table. So we need 5 again for that. So it looks like I'm just going to be cutting up a bunch of birch. I've already got that one, but we did get a new sofa, didn't we? Where is that being kept? Is it one of you? Yeah. It's this one. I actually kind of like this sofa. The oak, well, not sofa, the oak armchair. I think this is actually really homely. It's a little more inviting than a wicker basket, isn't it? Like this, I'm like, I don't think I would be sewing in this for long hours. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to grab these. I'm going to... Fuck it, I'm just going to craft all. And then we can get what I can get. So... I need to go back out for some birch, but we can do that in the morning. So I can make... the storage, which I can replace this one with. Maybe. Wrong one. Make a couple of chairs. In fact, I can do that now. 1, 2. And then, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So let's hide that one away as well. Doesn't it look empty without Betulina here as well now? I wish I could move this, but I can't. So I want my chair, my other chair, and my side table. So you are gonna go... See what I mean? It's almost like the house is the wrong way around because I can't put anything anywhere on this side of the house. Like, because it doesn't look right in front of a fire, does it? So I'm going to put you just randomly at the back here. Just some side storage. And then I'm going to put that chair there. Yeah, the wicker stuff was a little odd because it seems to move after you put it down. It's like they have 2 different frames of animation for it or something. Very strange. Sorry to hear you had a depression moment, but yay for coming out of the other side. It happens. I get them nearly every day, right? And I'm kind of used to living with that. Let me in. But thank you. I do appreciate, like, the care. But yeah, I go through moments of it every now and then, especially when it comes to talking about family. It's especially hard at Christmas time, and I know this is the same for a lot of people, that Christmas is just inherently difficult for a lot of people. But for me, it's like, it's just this constant pain point every year of like essentially not being spoken to or listened to properly, and just having to go, fuck it. The neurodivergent life, yeah. There is some of that. There is that aspect to it. I do find Christmas overwhelming. Like, it's not just about, you know, planning who's going to be where, who's cooking what, who's getting what gifts, that kind of... It's not just that. It is, like, the things that you don't even notice, like fucking lights being everywhere and having to listen to a song that you don't like 15 times a day, especially if you're in a shop all day. Or like everything smells of cinnamon. Like everything smells of cinnamon, or mulled wine or something, you know. It's just the constant barrage to the senses is a lot of what it is for me, I think. I don't ever really make any peace with. Because I never thought about, like, you know, I didn't think I had a lot of auditory sensitivity or light sensitivity until, like, I started living alone and started realizing, like, my personal habits, which are I keep the lights dim, which is why I'm so happy that I've got the 2 lights now for streaming, because it means I can have my room light a lot dimmer. And that's making me so much more comfortable. I don't get headaches as easily. I don't get as tired as quickly. And I didn't realize that I had auditory sensitivities. I just thought I liked listening to music, right? That was what I used to do when I was younger. I would put on whatever headphones I could get my hands on, and I would put it on full fucking blast, like as high as it could go all the time. It's because I'm trying to drown sound out that I don't want to listen to, or that I'm finding too loud or annoying or whatever, any bunch of those words, because they're all kind of correct. And that's kind of what I've just been doing the whole time in my life, and not realizing that that's what I'm doing. It's been fascinating to figure it all out. But yeah, it is like it is for many people. It's also like the family aspect of it. You're going to be doing your first being single in 14 years. I fully feel that for you. I did the same thing when I moved in here. It was the first time I'd been alone ever. Like, I wasn't in a relationship and I wasn't at home. So it was really jarring doing that for the well, I did visit my family on Christmas, but it was very short because none of us were feeling well. So we all went home really early, and then I was just kind of like, oh shit, I'm alone and it's silent. This is weird. And it's not that I didn't like it, it was that I was obviously going through some other stuff at the time. Very much the same, though. Trying to play darts whilst listening to 180 BPM happy hardcore doesn't work, as I discovered last night. I think it could work, just maybe not in that moment. I guess it depends what, like, helps focus you and stimulate you, I guess. Could be helpful for something like playing darts, but I guess I don't know how much you need to hear what people are saying and doing around you in darts. I don't know how important that is. Because I've never had to play anything like that. I feel like I always kind of want to hear my surroundings. I just don't need to hear it at the volume at which I do hear it. So I have, like, noise cancelling headphones. But I don't actually use the noise cancelling exclusively. What I do is I have it on half and half pass through, or sometimes like 60-40. Well, 40% pass through. Just so that I can still hear the thing I want to listen to, but I'm, aware enough of my surroundings so that if people need to get my attention, they can. If there's an emergency of some kind, I can hear it. You know, keeping an ear open for traffic is pretty good because I live out in the countryside, so you can't always hear when cars are coming, that kind of thing. But I think if I was playing a sport, I don't know what I would do. Because you theoretically have to listen to other people, right? It's more of a focus on keeping the technique right. I see. I understand. Alright, let's have that cookie. Let's get some of this spider web. No, no, Mr. Ant. Stop being a pest. I'm just here for the spider webs and the birch. Where's my birch trees? There we go. That's what I'm after. Very easy to get caught up in the music and then technique goes out of the window. I see. I guess I don't really get that too much with music. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love music. But I've never been someone that sort of loses themselves in it. It's always sort of like a secondary act, if anything. Except when I'm like absolutely trying to drown something out, and then it becomes the forefront. But for the most part, it's like it's always I'm listening to music while I do another thing. Jesus, it's a fucking spider. No. Stop. Bad. Bad. So what shall I do for Thursday stream? If we've finished Winterboro, I don't know. I haven't got anything lined up. Fucking hell. For what to do next. Like on Sunday, I was thinking of, you know, booting up Dissidia because of all the efforts I put in to get that working, and then I ended up not actually playing it. So maybe I should start that on Thursday. I don't know. Or because I'm trying not to get into anything too big, because if I start another RPG, we're not going to finish it before February, which is when Dragon Quest comes out, and then that's going to be the big RPG for the channel. And then Pokopia as well, obviously. So I'm going to have my hands full starting in like February and March. So I want to try and keep things sort of light and simple. Leading up to it. And I don't know what to do. I guess I've got a couple of days to think about it, right? Because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Oh, you have Loop earplugs. That's a good choice. I've been told to get those a couple of times. I might consider that at some point. I just really like having like my 40% real world sound and 60% music or podcast. It's actually, to be fair, it is mostly podcasts that I listen to. It's not music at all. Because I have so fucking many. And it's really hard to get through them at the moment because obviously I'm not at work. So I don't have to listen to anything. So I'm forcing myself to try and get through, you know, like Kinda Funny and Game Mess Mornings so that I'm up to date on the news for video games. And then that's kind of it. I'm basically deleting anything that I can't listen to while I'm like doing housework or the washing up. Yeah, well, that's still housework, isn't it? Or like walking to the shops or something. Baldur's Gate 3 is on pause. Yeah, no, I couldn't be starting Baldur's Gate this close to February. No way. The size of that is intimidating. It is. It's a very large game. Or conversely, you could do a death as fast as possible run, and then it's an extremely short video game because it doesn't take long to kill everyone off if you want to. I've gone too far. I was meant to be going back to the burrow. That's what I'm doing. Down. He says as he plans a complete run of The Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is long, but it's a lot more It's a lot more predictable, isn't it? It's like, even though there is branching paths in some aspects of it, or at least at the endings, I know there's multiple endings, there's still sort of like, there's a way to route it a bit better. I think. I could be wrong in that. I haven't played it. I've only watched a little bit of it being played. There we go. Let's plant our mushrooms. Or maybe I could even take a look at, see if any of these games that we want to test out for the community stuff. I could maybe test. I could do the Palia thing. Destuin has asked if I might do a Palia stream so they can see what it's like. I could potentially do something like that. I don't know, because I'm not convinced that I can run any of these games while streaming because of the way I do streaming now. All right, I need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've got so much stuff running on the back end where I'm trying to stream in 1440p, and I'm doing the vertical beta stuff, which, you know, we've been doing this for over a month now. So I don't know if maybe I should be getting feedback. What the fuck? Didn't I make the table as well? Hang on. I guess I didn't make the table, which is what I was meant to be doing. And I don't know if I'm going to be going forward with it because I don't know how many people are actually putting it to use. And because I can't do it on YouTube yet, it might be a waste of my time to be doing it and a waste of resources specifically. I would really rather be recording in vertical so that it's easier for me to make the clips. There we go. Look at that. All right, and we'll swap the bed out as well. In you go. Can't see anything because it's so fucking misty outside. Right, let's move this. So much goes into streaming. It's mostly that I like testing new features. I like to try and make things as good as I can, like good quality. But I don't know if the vertical is helping. Like, it is in a way, because I can see in my discovery tools, like my the tags that I put up for the stream, vertical does actually get seen like often enough for me to think that it might be worth it, because it means people are looking for it. But I don't know how much it's benefiting Twitch in particular, if that makes sense. Like on YouTube, I bet you I could see the numbers completely differently. I feel like it would be a much more direct, like, because mostly because you would have the statistics. A lot of the problem with the vertical beta on Twitch is that we don't have any stats to do with it. So we don't know how many viewers are even using it. We don't know if people are switching back immediately to the classic view for vertical as well. Because obviously there's going to be a number of those. We don't know when people are flicking away from it because they've decided they don't want to watch it or anything. Like, we have no way to check statistics on it whatsoever. So it really is like just to get feedback from people, from the viewers. And I don't know how many people here are using their phones to watch the streams at all. Like, I know some of you are using tablets, but some of them aren't compatible with vertical. So it's sort of like, I don't know, until Twitch makes a entirely vertical discovery feed, I don't know how much it's helping and how much is actually hindering, because I now can't stream PC games because I'm using up, like, what am I using at the moment? Oh, 31% CPU, which isn't that bad. I went to do it again. Why do I keep trying to put my glasses on my face when I'm not wearing glasses? Just realized we've gone out in the cold. Let me have a look. My GPU, which is the important part, is running at 90%. And that's without running a game. And so I think I'm utilizing too much of it for me to be able to play PC games, which could potentially, you know, be making things more difficult for me, because it means I have to go and find console games to play. It means I have to go, when I'm asking for keys from all these different key sites for showing off indie games, I have to hope that they're doing like a Switch version or an Xbox version, because I don't have PlayStation. So I don't know if I'd rather put the resources back to changing everything back to 1080p so that I can record again instead. It might be more beneficial in the long run. I'm watching on my desktop, but that's mostly because my phone is logged in as my other account and I can't be bothered to change it. Yeah, but would you be watching in the vertical view would be the other question then. Like, if you are using your mobile, because I know 50% of the people who watch the streams are watching on mobile, or something like that. I should probably maybe check that. But they might not be actually interested in watching things in vertical, especially if I haven't made a format that they like looking at, or it's just not how they enjoy to watch things, and they flip their phone over, that kind of thing. There's so many things that I have no way of knowing. Unless I do like a poll, basically. I would have to poll everyone. Right, I was trying to get the sofa, wasn't I? Well, let's have a look. Because I'm not entirely happy with how it looks on vertical at the moment when it comes to playing a game. In just chatting, it's totally fine, but when it comes to playing a game, I'm not entirely happy with the layout, but I don't know how to make it look better, as it were, without it completely changing the theme of how I have things laid out. I don't know. This grand old bureau offers ample room for paws and papers. What's it for, though? I want the sofa. So, should we track this one? I want this armchair. I know it won't fit with any of my other stuff. I just think it looks cozy. So I need some oak. I need some extra oak. Okay. To do... Oh, I need a lot of oak. Okay. It's almost nighttime. We'll sleep. We'll sleep. Yeah, not a fan. And I don't expect most of the audience here to be a fan of it, because we tend to... We skew older, right? So we don't actually like holding our phones in vertical mode. As you said, might work better for chatting, but don't like it for games. Yeah, I totally understand that. It makes it difficult to figure out what to do for shorts for YouTube, because like it seems like the prevailing like consensus is that people like it that the streamer is at the top and zoomed in, and then the game is also zoomed in. And I don't like the zoomed in game part, but I don't know what's better, because having it wide obviously then makes it quite small and harder to see. So it's hard to figure out exactly how to lay those things out in a way that's going to work for everybody. And so I'm thinking about quitting the vertical beta at the very least, maybe staying in 1440 and seeing what I can do with that. Could be that I'm just so used to a certain format, but the game screen seems so small. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I wanted the full screen because I don't like stuff being cut off the edges. I personally hate that, but if it is better for other people, I'd rather put in the effort making that look better, if that makes sense. So like, for instance, in a game like this, you know, you'd only be seeing the very middle of it. So like my crossbar at the bottom and like where the mouse is at all times is what you'd be seeing. But you wouldn't get the health bar, you wouldn't see like the task list or the time of day or anything. And I would want to put in the effort to moving the assets around, which is what I was gonna do. But that does mean that I have to play the game a little bit like before streaming it so that I can make because it would have to be a custom overlay for every game to make it so that the HUD could be in the right places for people to see. And that's a lot of work. I wasn't meant to come to Boofair's house. What am I doing? I was meant to cut up some wood. Like, I'm sure I could figure out something out to make it work, and I'm not afraid of... I'm not afraid of difficult jobs, but sometimes when I'm like, I'm playing 3 games at a time, I've got to make 3 custom overlays for each of them. It feels like a lot. Or I might even need to change it, like, depending on the type of game, because if you're... Like with Expedition 33, there was a lot of cutscenes, so then I would have to make another scene that specifically turns all the HUD-related stuff off. You know? So it's all these extra sort of considerations that's making me use up all of my GPU, and it might not actually be benefiting me to do so. Right, we need... a lot of oak wood, so let's get this. How do we get the twine again? Oh, that's sticks, isn't it? No, grass, not sticks. Let's wander around here. Do you have OBS set to use your GPU or CPU? GPU. Oh no, wait, no. I don't remember. I think it's GPU. Because it already uses CPU by default anyway. And I don't know if I offload to GPU. I can't remember. I'd have to double check. Because I don't need it to use the GPU. Or rather, oh, do I? I always forget which round I need to do things for the types of settings that I need. So I know it's using the GPU. Yeah, no, it is GPU, isn't it? Because, like, it asks me, because I stream to multiple places, it's like having to reuse some of the encoding from something else. So, like, basically how I do it at the moment is I'm streaming 1440 to Twitch and 1080p and 360 directly from my own home. And then I can reuse the 1440 for YouTube and strictly the 1440. So that I'm not creating another path of video for it to have to encode. So yeah, it's all completely GPU utilization in that case. I had to think about it then because I was like, which way round is it? I always get it wrong. I'm always a bit slow when it comes to that kind of thing. Right. We've got 14 oak. Okay. I'm gonna need some grass. Which means we probably need to head closer to the home. Wouldn't it be nice if it was as easy as this for me? Like, you know, me talking about getting a new computer chair and a new sofa. I'd love to be able to just go out into the woods, grab a few sticks, and then a bit of bark and head home, and then sit down to do some knitting, and then I've got a brand new armchair. Wouldn't that be ace IRL? I would love that. But thinking about it with the with the vertical stuff, even though it might not be benefiting Twitch all that much, once YouTube gets the wheel spinning some more in regards to it, because the way that, because they're bringing what they call dual stream instead of dual format. They're bringing their own feature. In fact, it's already available for some people, where you can do vertical at the same time as horizontal on YouTube as well. However, the way they're doing it at the moment is that all it's doing is it's cutting out the middle and turning that into a vertical stream to combine them, which is not what people want. People want to be able to, you know, make their own overlays like what I've done. And that would be another reason for me to keep it, is as soon as YouTube has that go live, I know it's going to make a huge difference, because discoverability on YouTube Live, on vertical format specifically, is actually crazy. Like, really fucking good. It's not TikTok levels good, but the difference is people on TikTok, it's very... people come and go very quickly, right? It's not a place where people are inherently trying to make friends with streamers or interact with them for long periods. Whereas on YouTube, people are used to commenting on stuff, and being able to take part in the YouTube monetization part of the platform. Inherently, YouTube users understand those things a lot better. Whereas, you know, YouTube video live, which is what I currently do, you know, desktop sort of like just, you know, classic landscape view. People are used to just watching stuff, like not interacting in any way. And like not even necessarily leaving comments. Most of the people are watching it while they've got like their dinner on or something. So not inherently interacting with it. They've just got something on in the background. And that's why it's harder to get noticed on YouTube Live that way. But on vertical, it's a complete flip. It's the other way around. What was I doing? I was making the chair, wasn't I? So I need one more oak plank, and then I need 5 of these. And 1 of these. And then we can make the sofa. The armchair. I keep calling it a sofa. It's an armchair. Wrong one. Ta-da! Alright, let's take you. Let's put in the brand new armchair. See, it doesn't match, but it's using similar colors. I like that. We could put up a little footstool for it, couldn't we? Like, I could make a birch stool, or a side table to go with it. I feel like I want something really little to put their feet up on. It's almost like I want like a poof or something. Like, what size are you? Let's take a look at you. And then what was the other thing? Was it in here? Side table's not going to be it. So what about... knitting in a log cabin next to a fire? That sounds oddly soothing. It does, doesn't it? It sounds really nice. See, there's a poof here. It is also a stool. But then we got a nice little, yeah, desk stool. Maybe that one's more suitable. It won't match at all, though. So that's gonna bother me. Yeah, I kind of like this one with the roses on it. So what I need. I need more yarn for that. Oh, we got so much of it. Right. So let's take a look at the options. Nah, that really is just a stool, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna just put that there. Yeah, there we go. A little footstool. That's okay. It doesn't all have to match. Yeah, let's put the... Well, we could put the armchair up here, because that could be like a little reading thing, right? Like we could put it... Can't believe we can't put it above that. Let's move the plant box. Because we could put the planters downstairs in the garden now. So I think, yeah, next to the window. Nice chair next to the window with a book. And then I'm going to leave that plant there. But this one... This could go down here. There you go. And then we've got the little garden here. Which I'm actually quite happy with. Just to leave it like this. It's almost like a little shrine. Let me... See, why do some of these move so wildly? Like, that's not where I said I wanted it at all. It's so annoying. I guess that'll do. Okay. So now we can put this, like that. Maybe. See, it's not far back enough. It's like I want it right up against this wall and it just doesn't wanna. And then it moves that, yeah, some of these like have some really weird... It's not even clipping. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it just moves. So fine, fuck you. Go in the middle of the room. With a little rock next to it. There we go. Now that chair looks weird. There we go. Okay. I might make another planter. See, I'm finding stuff to still do. I don't normally do stuff like this. So I want... What do we need? We need 3 of these. Don't think I've got enough. Nope. We're gonna need some more oak. Not quite enough of that. Okay. That's fine. That gives us a reason to cook. Oh, actually, no. We've got like... There's loads of food in here. Hang on. Where's all the cooked stuff? So I got that one. Let's get rid of all this. You can swap as well. So I'm gonna... Yeah. Keep all you. Where's the cooked things? That isn't meant to be in there either. Let's go move that. Where is it? There's that one. Was that all the cooked ones? I think it is. So we've got a few mushrooms. So let's eat those. So we're not starving to death. Sleep till morning. ATM, I'm just staring at spinning circle for encoding a video. Oh, I think a bunch of us are having some problems with programs we're using at the moment. And my mate Barrels was working in Unity yesterday, and it kept, anytime he was trying to add an asset to his VR chat character, it was just making it so the mouse stopped moving, and he couldn't figure out what asset was doing it. And then eventually Unity crashed and then wouldn't open again properly. And I've been having problems with DaVinci as well, mostly because it's making fucking 600 gig cache files for a 7 gig video. It's so frustrating. And I know the pains that a lot of people that make 3D assets in video game software, you know, or not even video game assets, like just an art software. It just seems to be a pain in the ass sometimes. It's just sent to try us every single time. Right, so we want some more oak and we want some birch, and thankfully that's what this is. So we can grab this on the way. I'm just sticking with Windows Movie Maker because I'm a noob. It doesn't make you a noob. It just means you're using an asset that's available to you. I would, however, recommend DaVinci Resolve because it is free. And what you'll learn in it will translate to other things that are more widely used, like, you know, Adobe and stuff like that. Windows Movie Maker is so limited. Not as limited as it was when I was younger, when I was originally using it. But definitely worth trying out one of the other ones. Like, what's the other one that I used to use that was free? Was it called HitFilm? I think I used to use HitFilm, and that's where I got my experience doing some editing. Because it was like I'm not going to say a carbon copy of Adobe at the time, because it certainly wasn't. There was a lot of stuff that was missing from it, but certainly a lot of things that if you looked at it long enough, you could figure out, oh yeah, this is what's similar about the two, and be able to pick it up from there. And then that's obviously translated to what I understand of DaVinci. But you do need to understand rendering a lot more. Like where your cache is being saved, that kind of thing. You gotta be a lot more careful of it. Like, it's fine. I've got 2 terabytes like in the drive it's all saving to, but it's like filling it up after working on it for only like 2 days. So it's like, what, 2 hours max? I need to figure out what it's doing. It's clearly rendering something wrong or caching something the wrong way. I'm probably using like original files or something that it doesn't want me to use. Because I can't even say it's because I'm using MKV, because I'm not. I don't use MKV. I use hybrid MP4. Which means it's, you know, the file sizes of my stuff are a lot smaller. DaVinci, got it. Movie Maker has served me well for the basic level I do, but yeah, maybe time to be ambitious. Not necessarily to be ambitious, but to give you more options when you feel ready in the future. Like, because I don't know what tools are available on Movie Maker, but, you know, if you are just doing clean cuts with like a basic fade wipe or something, that's totally fine if that's all you want out of it. However, if you want to get more experimentative, or that's not the word, experimental with it, it would be better to move on to another one, especially as there are free options, or like not even necessarily free, but if you wait for Black Friday sales, or even just look on Humble Bundle, they tend to give away Vegas Pro for like super cheap, like 15 quid sometimes. And that's like, you know, one of the big industry ones that people like to use. So that could be potentially worth it as well. I've never used Vegas Pro, so I can't give any recommendations on that. But, you know, I've been using DaVinci for like a year and a half, and I think I'm doing okay. It's finding the time to learn, though. I absolutely agree. Still wanting to learn Blender. Absolutely. Well, this is the thing, is if you learn how to make stuff in Blender, it's easier to transport into DaVinci afterwards as like a proper file. Although, yeah, maybe you could do it in Windows Movie Maker as well. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't got any experience with it. I haven't used Windows Movie Maker since I had to quit streaming the first time, and I tried YouTube for a while. That was awful, by the way. I basically had to sell a bunch of my belongings because we were being threatened with eviction. That would have been in 2012, I think. So I sold all my streaming equipment to pay for our rent, to get us all caught up. And so I was left with like very little. I had a laptop that didn't have a graphics card in it. It didn't have a proper sound card in it either. And I tried YouTube for a little bit because even though it was taking days to upload a video, I wanted to be making something. But it ended up just not being viable. You know, I had a less than 1 megabyte upload speed, and doing like, you know, 12 gig videos at the time, it would have been. It was that was very trying. So I haven't used it since then. I used HitFilm from about 2017, and then started using DaVinci in the last couple of years, just because it seemed like a more viable option that people are using as an alternative to Adobe. Basically, you know, people who are trying to get away from Adobe Creative Suite because of how extortionate it is. It's basically just become unusable for a lot of people. Right. Was there anything else I wanted to put down out here? No, I was trying to make the planter, wasn't I? So I got one more of those. I want to make one more of these as well. So we need beech and pine. I might be just short. No, okay, we got it. Don't know why I left the menu. Didn't need to do that. Okay. So... where else do we want to put a little plant? I could probably go in the bedroom, right? Just put it randomly here. That seems good. And then you can go here with your friend. Excellent. All right, I think I've made my little house mouse home. I know what I did. My little mouse home, I think, is exactly the way I want it. I got my cozy little armchair with a daisy cushion. I've got my wicker basket stuff from my childhood to decorate things. I really like this. I love the bedding on this one. It's so cute. I've got my planters. I've got everything a little mouse needs. So I'm going to put it at my feet, and I think I'm going to call it a little early tonight. I know I've only been on for... how long has it been? 2 hours? But we finished the game like an hour ago. And there's not much else that I can show off in the game. So I'm going to head over to the just chatting screen. So we can have a little natter before I head off. I need to not take too much on. Same. Mood. 100% hear you. Let me bring this chat up on the big screen so I can see it properly. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. First job, house. Second, first job, house. Second, finish commentary for video. Third, more videos. Always next year. Yeah, exactly. This is the time of year that you should be winding stuff down, unless you want to make a bunch of money. I can talk about that another day. As a heads up for content creators, December is the best time of year for you to make money, especially if you're on a system that gives you ad revenue, because it is the best time of year for ads to be given to the platforms that you put your videos up on. So if you're in the YouTube system and able to monetize, make as many videos as possible. On Twitch, maybe turn your ads up a little bit. I haven't, because I don't need to, but it's always an option if you get enough viewers to warrant it, because you will get a lot more money because of it in December specifically. So that's a little tidbit for you. If you want to make a ton of money, do a lot of work in December, not September, in December specifically. What was I going to say? So that is it for Winterborough, and I had an absolutely delightful time playing that. Thank you again to Future Friend Games for sending the key out to me. That's the hashtag ad for you. I really enjoyed my time with it. I think it's a really lovely game. There's a couple of things. That ending was extremely abrupt. I'm kind of sad that there's no like immediate credits. Like, I know some people tend to skip those, but I don't. I like using them as a chance to talk about your video game. So I'm a little sad those weren't there. And like, having a nice sort of, I don't know, a sing-song at the end or something. I think it did well with its survival mechanics. They are very much like, I'm not going to say baby's first survival game, but I'm definitely going to say it's a lot more accessible to a lot of people. It's not overwhelming. You know, once you start being able to cook things properly, you don't have to feed the mouse very often. It's like once every 2 days or something that goes by without really having to worry about it too much. I don't think I have anything particularly negative to say about it. I really loved the characters, even though you don't really have too many interactions with them. Their interactions are very heartfelt. So I really enjoyed them. I loved Nortusk. I would be very tempted to get some artwork done of Nortusk, because they particularly pulled at my heartstrings in a way that I wasn't expecting, because I didn't know what kind of character he was going to be. And then he was very much like, you know, the outcast, the outsider. And as somebody who is neurodivergent, growing up not knowing that, that was something that I felt all the time. So seeing another character having it almost embodied in their entirety, that they've been sort of cast away for being a little different, and being discounted, and then obviously their health declining because of the lack of community. That was really sad. And it was really nice seeing him sort of perk up and be able to remember things and use his skills the way that he intends to use them. That was really beautiful, and I really loved that interpretation of it all as well. And also just like highlighting, you know, disability as a general thing. You know, he was a little scatterbrained. He was forgetful. He hurt his head and things just didn't improve, basically, and they let him down. That's really, really sad. So I'm glad that we gave him like a new family and new home to be part of. And the same with, like, you know, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream about Bufo and his child, like not really seeing eye to eye, but being able to make things up together. Another thing that was really heartfelt for me. I didn't have too much with the mole, but the mole, I think, is to do more with like a loss of community that he doesn't understand. But at least he's like trying to figure out how to find it, which is kind of nice. There is that. And obviously look after your elders as well. Respect and look after your elders. They need you more than they will let on, which is what Betulina is all about. You know, it might not be that they're ill or infirm, but they might require a little bit more assistance, and it's okay to do that for them. So yeah, I really like this game. This has been really charming, and I don't know how to follow it up. I was thinking of doing Wanderstop, but I don't know. It It sounds cheap, but it's like, I don't know how to make brewing tea fun. Like, reacting to survival situations is one thing, especially as it's an easy thing to talk over. But when it comes to a game that is primarily about being patient and waiting for things, I don't know. I don't know how well that will translate as a stream game. So I think I am still going to keep that to myself. However, I have got to plan something now for Thursday and for Sunday. So I need to either look at my old games. This is the other thing, is I want to maybe potentially get back into retro games. This is something I spoke about a few weeks ago when I was talking about the changes to the schedule and how I want to do things in the future, how I want to change things. Hang on. Change things. My whole mic turned itself down. Well, headphones turned itself down then. That was really weird. I couldn't hear a fucking thing. Yeah, to change not even just the schedule, but some aspects of the things that I portray on the channel. I want to show people what my thought pipeline looks like when it comes to creating stuff for the channel, like showing you how my OBS looks, for example, how I set things up on StreamerBot, getting some help, like just get me through some video editing. So doing like co-working, potentially getting back into maybe doing some more like public domain reading at some points, or doing the fitness stuff. That's the other thing that I will be trying to get that started in the new year. That's going to be part of the new project going forward, where I want to not only have all of you make me accountable for my health, because when I set rules, I don't stick to them, because who's going to tell me off? It's not going to be me. I'm going to be like, I wanted that chocolate and you can't do anything about it. You know? So I want the community to be able to keep me accountable, but also to give somewhere for the community to join in with their own health related things, should they so desire, whether that's through watching me play Ring Fit Adventure and deciding they want to, you know, try and beat my high scores on things, whether that's seeing each other filling out food diaries for the day, if anyone wants to join in with food tracking, whether that's reminding you to take medication at the right time of day, any number of things. It's not going to be completely to do with, like, you know, going to the gym. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a lot more freeform than that. But as a community, I think it would probably do us a lot of good. It'll definitely do me some good. I'm not a competitive person. I don't need competition, but I do need someone to sort of almost follow or give me a reason to lead, if that makes sense. Because if I can't do one of those things, I find it really difficult to keep up with stuff, especially now that I can't do running like I used to do when I was younger. It's a lot more painful for me to do these days, so I just can't do it. I can't swim because I'm afraid of the water. So any number of like ways that I can do things with the community, I want to start doing those more often. When I say variety streamer, I want to mean it. I don't want it to just be that, you know, it's because I play RPGs and a couple of indie games. I want it to be, I want it. It's really weird, isn't it? Like, because I've been talking about like theming and trying to trying to figure out what a theme could be for the channel and for the community that makes more sense when I'm someone who changes things constantly. And the only thing that really is constant is that it's sort of weird and almost unpredictable, because I will go from one thing to another without any real warning. So I want the variety part of that to be kind of that, like, yeah, on Tuesdays is when we do fitness stuff, but catch you again on Thursday for more video games, you know? Or reading, or yeah, just a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because it's just me coming up with like reiterating things that we've been talking about. Once again, I would like to remind people, we were talking about it yesterday on the stream. If you're not already in the Discord, there is an announcement in the announcements board on Discord. What do I call it? It's community updates. I don't know. It's my Discord and I run it, but I don't know. Talking about community games for December, for stuff to play off stream. Nothing to do with the streams, just stuff that we can play together as a community. Whether you want to join the VC, whether you just want to play the games, whether you want to play when other people are offline and I set up a server, any number of these things. If you have any suggestions for the kinds of games that we could play, and don't worry too much about price point because we can talk about that at another point. But if you have any suggestions for above 4-player, that is more ideal, but 4-player games are not off the cards because obviously there will be evenings where people can't join in with the bigger stuff, and maybe a smaller group does want to break off and go and do something else. People can go and do different things. I'm not going to lock people down and be like, no, we're playing Valheim for Christmas, you can't do anything else. I'm not going to be like that. It's going to be like, okay, if people don't want to play Palia, then maybe we can move on to, I don't know, Quake 2. Or we could just play Jackbox one evening. You know, I want to get people's ideas for that so that I can more easily plan them starting next week. Because remember, it's December next week. Holy shit. Oh, that's so painful. It's why I really need a good scheduler tool. Same. So if I end up using the schedule tool that I downloaded 2 weeks ago that I still haven't started using and it ends up being good, I'll let you know. If it ends up being helpful. Right, that is going to be it from me. I'm sorry that we're cutting it a little short today, but I'm really tired and we finished the game super early. So I was not prepared for that. Shall we, as it is early, go and see who is about? Should we go and do a raid here on Twitch? Apologies to YouTube. I still don't know how to do raiding on YouTube. So maybe one of you can educate me on that in the future. But don't forget, you can also follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube so that you can catch me again on Thursday from 7:30 p.m. BST, not BST. I keep doing this. GMT. It's not summer anymore. That's how we know it's winter. Right. Let's have a look. Who's live? Who do I know? Who's up? Is there anyone we haven't visited yet? Do you know what? Oh no, hang on. Let me keep looking. Shall we? I haven't raided Maelstrom in a while. Should we go and see Maelstrom Alpha? They are currently playing Silent Hill 2. I think it's the original one, or is it the remake? He's playing the remake. He's currently playing Silent Hill 2. Maelstrom Alpha is a long-term friend of the community. Let me press that. Get us going there. Don't forget to copy your raid call of choice, whether you are a subscriber or whether you are not. There is a raid call button there for you if you want to copy and paste one, so that when we head over there, we can paste that in chat. I would love if you could come along and show some love to Maelstrom Alpha. Maelstrom Alpha is also a variety streamer. He plays a lot of challenge type games, and is exceptionally good at a lot of them. He is a king of Jump King, for example. But they are playing Silent Hill 2. They do not play horror games. They are a self-confessed coward when it comes to horror games. So maybe this could be a bit of a laugh. It'd be lovely for us to go and say hello and see if we can make him jump from going, ah, shit, there's a raid. So that would be good. If you want to find me in other places before we head over there, don't forget to head over to my Linktree or any of these links that come up at the top of the channel or the bottom of the channel, depending on what view you're looking at. You will be able to find me in all the places that I hang out. Don't forget the Discord is also the only place that you get invites for them publicly, so if you want to join the Discord, don't forget to do that. Finally, if you would like to support me outside of the Twitch system, you can head to my Ko-fi page. Speaking of Ko-fi, don't forget thank yous go to Yo Cactus and Printy Stuff for supporting me every month on Ko-fi, and you can do the same if you so feel like it. Let's get ready to raid. See ya, everyone!